What is tech debt? How do you handle this efficiently as a Scrum Master product owner? Lot of Scrum Masters product owners, they do struggle answer it very well during the interviews or during the work as well. They struggle to understand this subject. So today I'm here to explain you to understand what is this tech debt and how can you identify that and what are the best practices that you can implement to improvise the situation. Hi, you are listening to Lakshmi. I'm the hands-on agile coach from Australia, the director of hands-on agile coaching company. So without wasting time, let us try to understand this tech debt and how can we improvise the situation in a very simple manner. I'm turning off my video and going to my whiteboard. Let me explain a simple situation. I live in Melbourne and I want to purchase a house. To purchase this house, I have $100,000 in my account, but the house is $1 million. So what I have done, I went to a bank called National Australia Bank, and the bank has given 900K. So altogether, I have $1 million. So I went to a builder and got this house done. Now I'm living happily in my $1 million house. Is this house really belongs to me? Though it is on my name, legally it just the bank owns it. Why? Because there is a debt of $900,000 that I owe to the bank. Till I clear this deposit, till I clear this $900,000. So this house is not mine. That is a debt. So this we call it as a financial debt. I need to repay this financial debt at some point of time, correct? On a regular basis. What will happen if I don't repay? The bank will send the reminders and my interest charges will be increased. And at some point of a time, this loan becomes completely unmanageable and I will be ending up in a difficult situation. So this is a financial debt, which we need to handle it very carefully on a regular basis. We need to take care of this situation and then improvise. Otherwise, we will be in trouble. Exactly in a similar way, the product owner in IT so need to, when managing the product, need to understand what are all the areas of tech debt and how to improvise this situation is very, very important. So if you are not taking care of the tech debt with your products, so at some point of time, your product is going to become unmanageable, unmanageable. So in software engineering, what is this tech debt? Tech debt, in simple words, it refers to the additional work the team needs to do because they have selected an easier and a faster solution to for a problem that the product owner gave. So the product owner asked, let us say the product owner asked, there's a product owner and we have the development team here. From the product backlog, the product owner asked the development team, hey, can you please build the payment channels for our end customer? We want to help our customers with debit card payment and credit card payment and PayPal payment, the payment channels. Now the development team, so they have to do the design, development, testing to deliver this value. Correct? That's how we operate in Scrum. Let us assume that one of the developer is less experienced, only 2 years experienced, and he is not having that kind a good experience in building the payment channels or integrating the code with the third parties. So that inefficiency is going to result, it will be shown in the code. Or let us say, for example, the testing is not done properly. So the development team, they took up to this point of time. For testing, we have only 2 or 3 days. So that is the reason our testers, what they have done, they decided to skip unit testing. They decided to skip maybe integration testing because we have a end date, deadline to deliver that value to the market. So they have skipped that one. They delivered that value to the market. But what will happen? So the defects will be shown somewhere. The end users, they started trying to make the payment. Maybe the payments are not processing well, and it resulted in lot of defects. Lot of defects. And this is your customer experience. Your customers are frustrated and they're getting a lot of calls, customer care, they're getting a lot of calls. So the product owner need to address all of these people issues. So if you're not handling here, so you will end up a lot of issues in the production. At some point of time, it becomes unmanageable. That's a technical debt. It can happen for various reasons. As we have seen, the time constraint. So the developer may go for a quick solution due to the limited time. So let us say, okay, let us take a shortcut and build this solution. Sometimes we can have some inexperienced people. This is the first time they are working in this payment gateway, and they were not able to build the code very efficiently. Or integration issues. So they are not the development team, they are not properly integrating, or they are not building a proper APIs which is compatible with the third parties. For example, in our case here, maybe the third party can be a payment gateway. Let us say this is the Visa payment gateway. So the development team, they were not able to build the code which will integrate with the payment gateways due to time reasons or maybe other factors. Temporary solutions or legacy code. Let's say when the organization is earlier they used old code to build the functionalities, and the developers they never revised that code or refactored that code to the new standards. So definitely we are going to face the usage of the product, a lot of challenges to use that product. Look at this one. Just keep building. These people, they keep building the wall. So at some point of time, so they because they're not following any standard, they are building the wall, the work is getting done, but they are not following any standard. What is the end result? At some point of time you are going to see the cracks in the wall, and if you're not fixing it, so the wall is going to collapse. Correct? So almost the tech debt is also a similar thing. So if you're not following standards, or if you're not doing that proper testing, or if you're not following the proper coding standards and everything, so the tech debt will arise. Let us see some simple examples. So the development team, they want to do the coding quickly to meet the deadlines. Okay, later, let us do the refactoring later, but we have the production date. Let us just push it to the production. But what is the solution for this kind of situation? Please allocate enough time in the sprints, for testing and proper coding and reviews. And sometimes the developers, they skip the unit testing, they skip the integration testing. This also may result in the tech debt. So we need to ensure that all the testings, unit testing, integration testing, they are part of the definition of done for each and every story. And not updating the proper documentation is another area of the tech debt. So we need to ensure that the documentation is properly updated. And code duplication. Sometimes the developers, they may end up with duplication of the code. And we need to regularly review the code and remove those duplicates. And hard coding, ignoring the non-functional requirements is another area of the tech debt. So overlooking the performance, security, usability, if you are not taking care of them, so in production, you are going to face these issues. So we understood what is tech debt and we understood areas of tech debt. Now let us understand how, as a Scrum Master, you are going to improvise this situation. Improvise this situation. Allocate the dedicated time in the sprint for refactoring and addressing the tech debt. It's very, very important. So the team, we need to give them time so that the team can address this issue, code refactoring to address the tech debt. So please create the sprint backlog items and ensure that they are taken into the sprint planning meeting. In my last organization, we used to reserve at least 10% of time to address the tech debt issues. Let me give you an example. So this is my product backlog, current product backlog, and you can see all these items. So Jessica, and we send these things, we have the story points, and we are going to create the sprint. In the sprint, we are going to take the requirements. So as a developer, I want to refactor the legacy authentication module to follow the current coding standard. And then the QA, they want to increase the unit test coverage for the payment processing module. Okay, and we want to improvise the user experience as well. So these are the, okay, let me assign to some epics, which is a good standard, and starting the sprint and then activate it. So you need to help the team to take to take this tech debt requirement as a priority and then get this addressed. Get this addressed. Testing, update the test summary report and move it to done. We need to address that one. Okay, that's one thing. Allocate the dedicated time in the sprint for refactoring and address. And encourage the culture of the quality is very, very important. So you need, as a Scrum Master, you need to promote the best practices like the code reviews. Somebody has to do the code review. So the developer, they have done build the code. So let's say I have 2 years of experience, and with my limited knowledge, I build this payment gateway. But somebody, let us say a tech lead, they need to do the code review and identify the areas, vulnerability, this, that, if there is any code leaks. So code reviews is going to really benefit, improvise the quality. Pair programming. Pair programming is like it's another best practice under Agile, where we will be having driver and a navigator working on the system. So this guy will be writing the code, she will be observing. She will be writing the code, he will be observing. So do that pair programming sessions and comprehensive testings. This is another way. Also, communication is very, very important. Collaborations, communication. Discuss open. So follow these Scrum values, courage, openness, and all these things about the technical debt during the planning meetings or during the review meetings. What will happen during the review meetings when the business people, they come and then review? So encourage, as a Scrum Master, encourage open discussion. Okay, let's say, so I'm the product owner and I got for the payment channels, we got the requirement from the business, gave to the development team, they done the work. So we are going to invite the business people and then the developers, they are going to openly discuss how they build this and do you have any challenges, any testing bypassed or any any timeline issues, openly discuss. Communication should be very much open. And also the education is important. As a Scrum Master, you need to educate the team on the best practices, such as like, coding, Java coding standards, this, that. And also we have the TDD, test-driven development. I assume all of you are aware TDD, right? So normally what we do the development and we do the testing. But whereas with the TDD, what we write the test case, and the developers, they are going to write enough code to pass the test case and we execute the test case. Again, write the test case and write enough code to pass the test case. So with this approach, so there is chances are high that our tech debt can be reduced drastically. Also, do not hesitate to implement the automation tools. There is one tool called Sonar Cube and it to continuously inspect the quality and detect the issues. Let me show you my project Sonar Cube. I think I have it handy somewhere here. Yeah, please look at the code review dashboard generated by the Sonar. It's a code review from the Sonar Cube, one of the best tools to identify the code smells, tech depths, and everything. Look at this one. So this is the tech debt and how much from the design, the complexity, duplication. It pulls out all those things, how many lines of code, how many blockers. So use these kind of automation tools, which will regularly pull the code quality and reflect the tech debt area so that developers can easily focus on that area and take appropriate action. Of course, continuous improvement is key in agile, right? As a scrum master, especially during the retrospections, so try to encourage the team. How can we identify proactively these tech debt and what actions we can take together as a team to improvise the situation? Focus on identify what led to this tech debt, and it could be maybe due to the time pressure, lack of documentation, lack of coding practices, or lack of experience, trainings, usage of tools, automation, peer reviews, pair programming, test driven approach. So bring out all these discussions, help the team members to understand the best practices that exist, and you improvise the situation. Okay, team. So if you can answer this well during the interview, you are going to get a good scoring. So try to answer these things in a realistic manner. During the job as well, try to focus on these areas, especially for the tech debt, right? So understand the expertise of the team and also see if the team has enough time to do the proper testing, unit testing, system integration testing, and also the user acceptance testing, and not only that one, so other areas as well, handling the non-functional requirements, scalability, performance, security, vulnerability. Yep. So to please take care of all these areas. Definitely your situation will improve with respect to the tech debt, and eventually the product management will become more efficient. So this is one area where a lot of organizations they are failing to address, and but I think with this inputs, definitely I think you will be able to manage your situations or interview questions or okay in a better way. Okay, team. So I will, with my extensive experience, I will keep sharing these kind of quick videos. And if you are happy with this, so kindly like and share. I recently just started this hands-on agile coaching YouTube channel. So kindly subscribe to this channel. So please like and share it with others as well. Next time, maybe tomorrow, I will come up with another interesting video which will help you to understand the subject in a more realistic, practical manner. So understanding theory is important, understanding the practicality is very important. Okay, team, if any of you are really interested in the hands-on agile Scrum Master product owner trainings, I'm expert in that area. So please do not hesitate to reach me. This is my number. So my WhatsApp number is +614125163664. I live in Australia and I'm a citizen of Australia. And please reach me on my email or on my WhatsApp number. Thank you very much for watching this video. Bye.